A question that I am commonly asked is, why do we take words like sun and moon, which are commonly used nouns in English, which come from our Germanic roots or our German roots, and why do we use adjective forms like solar and lunar? Because, of course, most nouns, the adjective form of the noun looks very similar to the noun form. For example, pole, such as the North Pole or the South Pole, we say polar. So if you go to northern Canada and Russia, or if you go to Antarctica, Nanzhizhou, you go to the polar regions. Polar looks a lot like pole. Or continent. You have a continent like Asia, like North America. Okay, so the adjective is continental. Again, continental looks a lot like continent. Or ocean. The adjective form of ocean is oceanic. So why do we take most of these nouns? The adjective forms look very similar to the nouns. But why not with sun and moon? Well, again, that comes back to history. During the Middle Ages, science and scientists in different countries used the Latin language, which is why if you look at the scientific names for animal species and plant species, they're always in Latin, because Latin was the common language of the educated in Europe prior to 1500. Latin was the unifying language of the educated people of the continent. So when you had scientific researchers and scientists studying the moon and the sun, they would not use their own languages, whether they be German or English or French. They would be using the Latin words. Well, the Latin word for sun is sol. The Latin word for moon is luna. So why do we not use munar or sunic for the adjectives for sun or moon? Because we decided that we would take them from the Latin roots, which were so commonly used when scientists in different parts of Europe were communicating, because they used Latin. So sol, sun, Latin, sol is the word for sun. Then you add the adjective suffix in Latin, aris. So in English, this becomes solar. So you take the sol, sol, and then add the ar, which was the Latin suffix, adjective suffix. So you have solar. Interestingly, the French word, again, looks a lot like Latin, soleil. And of course, many people in Taiwan know the Cirque du Soleil, or the Circus of the Sun, which will be making an appearance in Taiwan soon. Okay? Right? And the word solar entered the English language during the 15th century, when again it was very common for scientists to use Latin. All right, moon. The Latin word for moon is luna. Yeah. Now you already have the A here, so the adjective suffix is ris, R-I-S. So you got lunar, lunar. So the English word lunar comes from the Latin word luna with the adjective suffix. And again, the French word looks a lot like the Latin, lun. Now, this word entered the English language in the 16th century. So these are words that have Latin roots because of the European use of the Latin language in fields of science and other educated fields before local languages like English, French, German, Italian, etc. became more dominant. But prior to 1500, the educated people of Europe shared the Latin language. Let's practice. When the moon passes in front of the sun, many want to see the... Well, it has to do with the sun, so we call it a solar eclipse. There was a solar eclipse in early 2010, and I was in Jinmen the day before the Jinmen Marathon, and we saw the beautiful solar eclipse near sunset on the island of Jinmen off the coast of China. Number 2, when the Earth passes between the moon and the sun, it creates a eclipse. Well, again, the adjective form of moon is lunar, so it creates a lunar eclipse. So, unlike most nouns, moon in English, adjectives, moon, I'm going to try that again. The moon and the sun, their adjective forms don't look like their words in English. They come from Latin. 如果你还有任何问题，你可以看 FB 台中新英格兰美语，还有 YouTube TCNEEnglish。如果你在台中找英文老师，你可以在 Facebook 跟我联络。谢谢你收看。